Good morning, everybody. Okay, so I'm running late. As you can tell, I'm running late. I turned my alarm off and was going to lay there and do my gratitudes like I always do, and promptly fell asleep. So, in today's stressful work day, I decided to start late, I guess. It's not really a stressful work day. But then I got up and I couldn't figure out what the heck I was going to talk on, so bear with me as I get my thoughts together here and my feelings together and figure out why my phone is all blurry. Okay, well, sorry for the blur. I don't know what's going on with my camera there. Okay. So as I was thinking about stuff, perfection kind of comes up, and it definitely came up yesterday a lot. The conversation about trying to, and good morning, Steve. Good morning, Trey. The conversation of always trying to be perfect, and before you go do anything. So perfection is. I am a perfectionist. If it was up to me, everything would always be just so, and I'm one of those people that could easily get caught bleaching her baseboards every single day. I have a strong OCD streak that I have worked very hard on overcoming, that need to have everything scripted and in sync and just appearing perfect all the time. Of course, having 7 kids definitely has helped me to let go of that perfectionist streak a lot. And then also being a small business owner and having my own practice and working with a lot of people, I've had to come to the realization that in order for me to do the best job that I can be, it's not in always being perfect about things, but actually just going and doing and getting things started. Because if we're always waiting for perfection to happen before we act, we simply get nothing done. And we do this in a lot of ways. So that's the OCD side of it, right? Like you get into this perfectionist mindset of that you have to have everything lined up perfectly before you can do this, before you can launch something, before you can, fill out an application, before you can move forward on this. Everything needs to be in perfect order around you to make sure that you were properly prepared, right? And I know I drive Addison crazy all the time because we do workshops or I do a speaking engagement or something like that, and I say yes long before I have any concept as to what I'm going to even do, to the point that like I have 2 speaking things I'm doing it at the end of this month and then 1 at the early part of May, and I know I have 3 speaking things I got to prepare for. I am 0 preparation right now for the most part because I don't quite have that feeling quite yet, and I'm not overly worried about it because I know that when I'm there, I will be on, and I'll get it scripted out to a degree a couple days before, but the stress applied to try to get everything perfect prior to would only cause me to procrastinate on a whole bunch of other stuff. Just like, no matter what it is, if you wait until you really feel like exercising, you're never gonna feel like exercising. If you wait until, everything is at a certain point to fix your relationship, well, you're probably never going to actually do the work on your relationship. If you consistently wait for this ideal perfect moment to appear and situation to appear, then it's not going to happen. And when you really take this into this area, and here I'm probably going to piss some people off this morning, so I'm just going to start with that I'm probably going to piss some people off. I'll be as sweet and nice as I possibly can about it, at the same time very, very raw and truthful too. So we use our past and our physical ailments issues, whether they are permanent or not, as excuses to not open up and grow, to not move forward. We resist by going, nope, I can't do this and I can't do that because of ABC back here, or I have this issue, or I have that issue. Like, I get told a lot. I have a couple people who have different addictions in their life that want to work with me. They're not working with me, but they want to work with me. And their excuse to not work with me is their addiction issue. So they're like, no, I can't work on my relationship until I get this issue over here dealt with. And I know that I have an issue, so I'm going to work on this issue first, and then I'll work on my relationship, because then I'll be able to do this or do that. And it really comes down to just realizing that no matter what you have going on, no matter what your physical, mental, emotional state is that you can always open up to love. You can always expand and grow. You can always step forward a little bit more and go a little bit deeper into anything. That is an inside choice. That is a choice that you can deal with inside yourself, and you do not have to shut down or act a certain way or be a certain way because of this stuff back here. We look at these cases where somebody overcomes all these challenges, overcomes all these hurdles, and we're like, wow, that person is so amazing, so courageous, so strong, so this, so that. And it's like they're special because they were born with this disease or this physical issue. Maybe they were born to a mother who had a crack addiction, and their body is small and their mind, it doesn't work as quick, and they have this or that plaguing them. And then they still choose to go out and they do some phenomenal, fantastic thing, and they really live. They really, really, truly live. And we look at that person and we go, wow, even in the face of all of the issues that they were born into this life with, they made this choice to go do that they are fantastic. Well, two things. Number one, yay for them, but if they can go do it, why the fuck aren't you doing it too? Because if you don't have those issues, then you have less obstacles to overcome, right? So why aren't you going and doing it? What's your excuse? And number two, if you do have issues of any such nature, whether it is some physical issue, an addiction, some sexual trauma from the past, in my line of work, a lot of the work I do, I work with a lot of people that have different sexual traumas, different things in their past. It's sad, it's horrible. I got my own, and that stuff is still in the past. It's not here right now. It's not happening right now. And in this now, no matter what our situation is, no matter what our experience is, no matter what those programs, those patterns are, no matter what the trauma, no matter what the hold back physical, mental, emotional is, we still have the choice in any given moment to open up and surrender to a deeper state of loving, to reveal ourselves as openly and as completely as we can in any moment, to move forward in this expression of our authentic self, not the self that we are going, oh, I can't do this because. That's just a fucking mask, okay? It's just a mask. We don't have to wear that mask. This is like, you can make this choice to be whomever you want to be and to overcome whatever it is by just making the choice inside. And I know that that's like really simplifying, and really bringing it down to, like, you could say, oh, well, but Kendall, you don't know my story. And you're right, I don't. But you don't know my story either. And we don't know so-and-so's story. And we don't know so-and-so's story. And we don't know so-and-so's story. And ultimately, it doesn't matter what any of our stories are, because they're just that. They're just stories. A decision, a choice to move forward instead of remaining stuck in the past is still our decision or choice to move forward. Plain and simple. Now, we're going to come up against it. This does not mean, or I'm going to pick on sexual trauma for a second, just because it's like 60% of the population has some form of sexual trauma. So high statistics, high numbers. My coffee got cold. Somebody come heat up my coffee. No. That's a traumatic situation when your coffee gets cold. Really, seriously. Not really, but. So sexual trauma, let's say somebody has sexual trauma and they're not wanting to move forward because of this sexual trauma. There's fear, so they don't want to get into a relationship. They go, oh my goodness, every time somebody gets close to me, I cringe. If I think about getting into an intimate situation, it makes me nauseated. I feel myself shutting down. I feel, when I see my lover's genitals, I go, it's just like, oh, and I start feeling violated, and they've done nothing to me. There's no reason for this. There's absolutely no reason. Okay. Good observation. That's a place to come to realize that, yeah, there's no reason in this moment to feel what you're feeling. However, with that said, our bodies and our emotions are going to pull up stuff consistently. We're going to have those triggers consistently. They're there. We cannot change what happened in the past and that holding that we have in our body. No matter how much healing we do, no matter how much psychological work, no matter how much body work, no matter how much understanding and digging around and dealing with this and dealing with that we can do, we're still going to have this like little clamping down of whatever it is that we're experiencing inside. It's going to cause us to clamp down. This is the perfect space to go, okay, I'm clamping down and I can choose to breathe in. I'm clamping down and I can choose to relax into the situation, because this is not what's happening right now. I'm experiencing this, but I'm actually with somebody that I really care about. I'm actually with somebody that I really love. I actually do feel really safe. I actually do want to connect deeper. I do want this. I do want that. And we can breathe in and we can open. You may not open up fully. That's okay. Don't go for perfection here, okay? You may not open up fully, but just make that conscious decision to open in that situation. Go, okay, that's a trigger. I feel that triggering inside of me, but it's not necessarily a bad trigger. It's just a reaction that is programmed into your system that's going to take time to heal. If you wait until it heals to get into to put yourself into a romantic situation, so like for the sexually traumatized person, right? You got some sexual trauma, abuse there, and you move forward, and then if you just don't get into a relationship because of this shit back here, and you're like, well, when I get fully healed, then I'll move forward. You're never going to be fully healed. You're not. You have to, now you may not want to jump into something, don't jump off the bridge fully, but walk across the bridge, experience the bridge, step forward, and enjoy each moment. You can take it slowly, but don't halt and just stop. because that's going to just get you stuck, and you're waiting for that perfect moment, waiting for that perfect moment, waiting for it, and it will never come. We're human beings. More shit always happens to us. Life always happens to us, and if we don't move forward with it, then basically nothing's ever going to happen. We're going to cease our experience of feeling and of connecting and of loving and of growing, and this beautiful space to open and love. And we get so caught up on like love has to be this pattern, and it's not this scenario always. To open into love just means to reveal yourself and to hold yourself in this space to actually feel, really feel whatever it is. It's not always going to be pleasant. Love does not mean that it's always going to be pleasant. Quite literally, sometimes love is the most excruciating thing that you can feel. It can be the deepest thing. It can be so charged by so many different emotions. Experience it, feel it, open up to it, breathe into it, and consciously, just for a little bit, allow yourself into that space. Every single time you open, even by just the smallest degree, into this state of love and openness and feeling, you allow yourself to experience life more fully. You allow yourself to connect a little bit deeper. You allow yourself to heal a little bit more. You allow yourself to go to this level that if you wait for that perfection, you'll never have in your entire lifetime. Love is always worth it. It always is. I know that might sound like some childish schoolgirl Hollywood Harlequin romance idea, but I'm not talking about romance. I'm not talking about fantasy. I'm not talking about romantic love either. It might be romantic love that you experience, but I'm not just, pulling that out here. I'm talking about true love. Loving self enough to open up and reveal yourself to life and to others, just a drop at a time, so that you can experience and grow. And that's the deepest form of healing that you're ever going to give yourself. And guess what? Also in that state, that is you moving forward, you growing at this beautiful level, because with that comes the focus in on self. It's not really focusing outward, it is focusing inward and revealing yourself. And however you're experienced by that person, you're experienced. So you can be in this really, really pissy state of being, and you can still experience love. You can be mad as hell and experience love. You can be full of lust and experience love and open up in a state of love. You can be completely crippled, really, really sick, all these different things, and still open in an expression of love. Notice how you are connecting. Are you reaching out and connecting and helping others? Are you opening up? Good morning, Michael. Are you opening up and revealing yourself fully? Are you sharing your authentic truth in that moment? Those are the things to look at. Pause, breathe into yourself. When you feel that constriction, don't allow it to shut you fully down. Instead, see if you can open just a little bit in any given moment, and just push a little bit further into your own growth here. And just experience whatever it is that comes up. So, all right, I guess that's it. There's my big rant on perfectionism, and from a perfectionist to my conscious coffee world out here. Yeah, let go of the perfectionism, whether it is bleaching your baseboards every day, which is sheer fucking craziness, by the way. I did that for a while. Or if it is waiting for yourself to become perfect before you actually go live. And that's the sad story. If you're waiting for perfectionism to become perfect before you go live, you'll never live, you'll never experience, you'll never love, you'll never have, you'll never expand, you'll never have the life that you want. because perfectionism will never come. You are a work in progress until the day that you die and probably thereafter. So remember that. Okay. Love you guys. Hold on. Amy says something. Absolutely needed this reminder today. Thank you. Oh, thank you, Amy. So, all right. I love you guys, and I will catch you tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier, hopefully, if I can get my lazy butt out of bed. And I'm going to go and have a stressful day and go get a massage now. Okay. Love you. Bye.